This case has changed the legislative laws of maritime trade inside the US for the coming 2 centuries. It had its own country-level consequences and power swinging among court levels. It's the famous Gibbons versus Ogden case. Hi there, this is your storyteller from Sit and Learn. As promised, I am going to be inclined more to history to keep you entertained and knowledged. As it's always my goal, please watch the previous videos and engage by liking and commenting, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, it will be much appreciated. Gibbons vs. Ogden case implications started back in the late 17th century with two men called Robert Livingston and Robert Fulton. Even though they are not related to this story, they both have been testing steamboats in France and then moved them to the US to form a partnership for steamboat shipping inside New York waters. And this had led to a monopoly that enabled them to control the sea trade completely in New York State. They formed the company Claremont that started up from Hudson River in New York. However, Livingston passed away in 1813, and shockingly, it was followed by Fulton's death in 1815. By Fulton's death, Claremont management was passed to Livingston's sons-in-law, who could not operate the business as strictly as their ancestors did. So competitors has entered the line, and Claremont had become weaker. Aaron Ogden, a savvy businessman, offered a partnership with Livingston before his death and could benefit from the license of Livingston in New York. Then, the partnership dissolved in the early 18th century, leading Ogden to have the license and control the sea trade on steamboats. Earlier, Ogden had been in a partnership with Thomas Gibbons in Elizabethtown in New Jersey in another steamboat venture. However, their partnership also collapsed in 1818 because of some conflicts. I won't tell about these conflicts now, just to keep you enthusiastic till the end. Gibbons was damaged and decided to take revenge by competing with Ogden. Let's go to the point now. Ogden has the previous license to operate in New York waters. This license is granted from New York Supreme Court. However, Gibbons was granted a license from the Congress to operate his steamboats in interstate waters. So, whose license do you think is stronger? Ogden felt the competition and tried to take action. He sued Gibbons in New York Supreme Court, claiming that Gibbons is competing illegally in New York because he does not have a license from New York Supreme Court. The New York Supreme Court decided that Gibbons steamboats are prevented from entering New York State and are not allowed to compete there. Gibbons was frustrated at first, but he didn't give up. He was also as savvy as Ogden was. He appealed the case, but his appeal was also rejected by New York Supreme Court. Then he escalated the case to the Supreme Court of the United States. And here came the surprise. The Congress and Supreme Court of States defended Gibbons and reversed New York's holding and allowed Gibbons steamboats back in New York State, and that holding has been known till our day by the Commerce Clause. It says that state Supreme Courts cannot make decisions that consider Congress laws void or reverse them. However, the Congress and Supreme Court can affect the state Supreme Court's holding. In this case, Ogden could win because his license is from the lower level from New York legislature. But Gibbons won the case because he has a superior license from the Congress. The implications of this case have been significant until our day that we are living in. From this case in 1824 until 1840, more than 100 maritime companies have entered the competition line in New York waters. That's a lot of competition. It's incredible. They started to imitate Gibbons and get granted licenses from the Congress. This made it easier for customers with plenty choices to ship their cargoes. In addition, the laws have changed due to the increased power of Congress and limiting the permissions and power of state courts. Now let's talk about the conflicts that have been between Ogden and Gibbons. Ogden had been a lawyer, defending and counseling Gibbons' wife for divorce, and he won the divorce case for her against Gibbons. In addition, Ogden has been a witness against Gibbons of fraud after their partnership, which caused Gibbons to be jailed. This has lit the hatred inside Gibbons, which led him to seek revenge and dedicate his business, effort, and even life to destroy Ogden and his dreams. He won eventually by winning the famous case. I hope you like this story. Please take action, just like Gibbons, and like this video for more stories. And do not forget to subscribe and comment with your opinions. See you soon.